Ladies and gentlemen, I am the mark of the masses. Well, I'm not the mark of the masses anymore. I'm the report of the people, the man with the plan. Big Ray here to stay to talk some Monday Night Raw. Today's date is 2/5/2018 today. And ladies and gentlemen, yes, I am here live at onewrestling.com. I want to thank all the supporters here at onewrestling.com. And again, I want to welcome all our friends over at the Hameen Media Group here at onewrestling.com. You know, first and foremost, I want to give a couple of shout outs to all my good friends, Rick Vickery, Vincent Nugent, all the people that have helped John Bryant, all the people that are actually in the TN Couponer. What's going on, Mr. TN Couponer, one of my longtime friends here at One Wrestling, onewrestling.com. It's really cool to see you here, brother. Thank you for joining me. William Alicia, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm really excited to be here, guys. This Raw started off really slow. It was, in my opinion, John Bryant. What's going on, my brother? I did give you a shout out, my friend. I want to give a shout out. I want to give a special shout out. And this young lady knows exactly who she is. Very beautiful young lady. Very charismatic young lady. I call her my BKB. A big shout out to you. Most beautiful woman I've ever met. Thank you for joining me here. But listen, guys, hey, this Raw started off totally slow, in my humble opinion, guys. And I want to give a couple of seconds here to have a couple more people join in, if possible. Again, ladies and gentlemen, Bill Apter will be on live, I believe, Wednesday. This is Big Ray's Raw score, and again, for people that haven't joined us here before, basically what I do is I will score each and every segment here of Monday Night Raw, and I'll basically give you an overall score of the entire show. Ladies and gentlemen, hey, what's going on? What is this? Bye, Ray? I'm not bye, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not bye. But I am Big Ray. Good to see you here. That's Ario Zarlo, I think it is. Who wants to walk with Big Ray? I appreciate you very much. And again, ladies and gentlemen, okay, so let's just jump into this. I wanted to wait for a couple more people to get in here, but we're just going to jump right into this show, ladies and gentlemen. Monday Night Raw coming from Des Moines, Iowa. Oh, boy, Des Moines, Iowa. Very small town, but you know what? Really cool. We're gonna kick the show off with Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns in the elimination qualifying match. Now, here's the deal, guys. The reason why I found this show boring a lot is simply because a lot of the matches were very predictable. And, you know, in pro wrestling, this is the deal. In pro wrestling, predictability is probably one of the biggest killers in professional wrestling or sports entertainment, whatever you want to call it. You know, the truth of the matter is that yes, there were a lot of very predictable matches, but then as the night rolled on, I believe the booking got better as we moved along. So let's jump into this match really quickly. This was a solid match, guys. It was not a bad match, but the problem is that the predictability of this match was it was totally obvious. We know that Roman Reigns was going to move on to go on to the Elimination Chamber. And I gotta be honest, let's talk about the Elimination Chamber really quickly. Who here in the chat group right now, as we move along, who here is actually a fan of the Elimination Chamber? I've always found that to be one of my favorite gimmick matches. Probably another gimmick match that I really love is the plain old fashioned steel cage match, whether it be the blue cage or the regular cage. I love them both. I love the steel cage match. I think that's a really great a rivalry ender, if you know what I mean. I think it's a great rivalry ender and totally cool, guys. Really enjoyed this match. Again, we're going to move forward. Hold on. I have a whole bunch of people. Judy Bagwell on a forklift match. You know what? That was a damn good match. But listen, I'm going to give this a Raw score. Now, if, for you guys who are in a different country or anything like that, because we have fans all over the world here. We have people who participate all over the world. And, well, here's the deal. Roman Reigns does go over let me see what we got here. Okay, yeah. So Roman Reigns ducks the lariat. He goes over to hit his finish for the win, and he moves on to the Elimination Chamber. You get a Raw score of 2. Now, you guys are probably going to be like, what? What are you talking about? A Raw score of 2? This was a great match. It was a great match. It was a good match. Not great. I'm going to say it was a good match, a solid match. And again, problem is that it was too predictable. You knew that Roman Reigns was going to win this. And I'm actually getting some, I'm actually here on the chat. And let me just give this, I'm live. And I'm giving a shout out right now. Giving you a shout out. Anyway. So again, ladies and gentlemen, the predictability really killed a lot of this, the first half of the Monday Night Raw. And again, you know, we go into 3 hours of this show, and, you know, I'm not going to go on and on about how 3 hours is killing Monday Night Raw, but 3 hours is kind of killing Monday Night Raw. Again, you know, who thought that Bray Wyatt had a chance of being in the Elimination Chamber? Anybody? Anybody here in the chat? I strongly deny the fact that anyone would believe that Bray Wyatt had any chance of winning this match here against Roman Reigns. So let's move on. We have Jason Jordan in the locker room. He's stretching, rolls up. Seth Rollins rolls up. He says that, you know, with all the injuries piling up, neck, so on and so forth, you know, he has to make sure that you know, everything is all 100% good. You know, that Jason Jordan is 100% cleared. Now, here's the deal. For people that don't know, Jason Jordan apparently is suffering multiple injuries as we move along. And the truth is that I think they're just working around the injury until Jason Jordan is good. I like the fact that they're working the injury into the storyline, kind of. It's a legit injury. I think Seth Rollins is also working hurt as we move along, guys. So just keep that in mind. But I think they're doing a relatively good job. And again, you know, I don't criticize just to criticize. This is the fact. Let's jump into this next match. We have Finn Balor. And Finn Balor, you know, the Revival comes in, they cut a whole promo, and it, you know, they want to do a tag team gimmick here, and it was pretty cool. It was all right. It was okay. We have Finn Balor, who tags up with Carl Anderson. And you know, I got to tell you guys something. Carl Anderson, it's very hot in here, ladies and gentlemen. I have the air conditioner off. It makes a lot of noise, but there's a lot of heat in this apartment. Carl Anderson, very underestimated. If you guys followed his career in New Japan Pro Wrestling, along with the Bullet Club, wow. I mean, this guy is really, really good. And I think he cuts a pretty solid promo. Let me just read this really quickly. William Alacia says, with regard to Wyatt, I won't be surprised if he becomes a victim of the WWE spring clean. Do you really think they're going to release Bray Wyatt? I strongly doubt that. And I see a good friend of mine's, a very beautiful friend of mine, that my BKB may be joining me right now. So I just want to give you a little shout out. But anyway, I really doubt, I doubt that they're gonna. You think they're gonna? I don't think Bray. I think Bray Wyatt has a job with the WWE because his character. He's a character guy, and whether you like it or not, the guy is over. I gotta believe. What's happening, Big Ray? Global Wars. What's going on? Just tuned in again, ladies and gentlemen. We have people tuning in as we move along. Thank you for joining me here. I'm all over the place right now, guys, because this live thing is not like a regular review. Again, I want to interact with you guys as we continue to move along. But yeah, you know, let's continue here with this match. We have Finn Balor again versus Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson. And again, this was another relatively solid match. We're going to finish the match with a reverse side kick. Dawson is knocked down off the apron, which basically gives, and Carl Anderson actually pops up with a diving net breaker. A scoop slam is denied. Anderson shoots him off the ropes, but Scott makes the save and tags in. He runs in. Basically, long story short, at the end of this match, ladies and gentlemen, and again, this was a consistently good match as we moved along. And hold on one second. Who do I have here? Chuck G-A-N-C. I can't say, hey, what's going on, man? Listen, first and foremost, thank you for joining me here. I've been doing this here for about 8 years, and I appreciate you, Chuck, for joining me here. Thank you so much. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this isn't your regular review. We're all kind of conversing here. Have your friends join in, guys. Again, I love to continue this conversation. And again, join the Hami Media discussion group over there on Facebook, guys. It's really, really fun. OneWrestling.com, YouTube /OneWrestlingVideo. Really awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. You guys are freaking awesome. Anyway, let's move along. But we have Finn Balor goes to the top rope and finishes it off with his finisher, the big double stomp off the top rope. That was, listen, let's be real, guys. Who thought, is this the beginning of the burial of Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson? For a minute, I thought that they were going to give these guys a push. And they're a very good tag team, very solid tag team. They're a tag team that I enjoy. Again, growing up in the 80s, I always enjoyed the technical tag teams. I was a big fan of the Steiner brothers, to be honest with you guys. Absolutely love the Steiner brothers. I appreciate the Steiner brothers. That's the type of team I like. I think Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder are that type of team. But the Revival. But you know what, WWE, they go with Flash over Stash, if you know what I'm talking about. And we have the Balor Club, who wins by pinfall, again, via the coup de grace, Finn Balor, and, he hits it on Scott Dawson. And we're going to, listen, I'm running through a lot of this stuff, but we're going to focus on certain things here, ladies and gentlemen. This got a raw score. This got a raw score. I only gave it a 2, guys. I'm sorry. I mean, do you agree with me? Do you think this gets anything better? Yes, I agree with you, TN Couponer. This is definitely a throwback to Arn and Ole Anderson. I actually think, don't kill me for saying this, guys, I think Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder are a little more talented. Do I dare say that? In the ring, they're just not getting their just due. They're just not getting their just due. But anyway, we move forward, ladies and gentlemen. We have Sasha Banks in the locker room, and she's basically watching the finish of the match between her and Asuka, so on and so forth. And you have Bayley, who comes in. My God, poor Bayley. Bayley was supposed to be the female Hulk Hogan brother. Excuse me while I have a little bit of this libation. And no, there's no alcohol in this, ladies and gentlemen. Straight up grapefruit juice, which is... But, it burns fat, so you know how that goes. Anyway, and they're going back and forth, and Bayley basically asked for a couple of tips from Sasha, and Sasha's basically like, no offense, but I ain't giving you nothing, which was pretty cool, I got to admit. Listen, it's about time for them to turn Sasha Banks heel. Sasha Banks has been a babyface for the majority or her entire run here in the WWE. And the fact of the matter is that Sasha Banks, I follow Sasha Banks from the time in NXT, and I don't think she's the best in-ring worker. She almost kills herself every time she dives in between the ropes. And I got to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid one day, God forbid, that this young lady is going to end up absolutely killing herself. William Alasia, Stevie Richards Fitness got you constantly burning calories, bro. Good stuff. Thank you so much, my friend. John Bryan, Bayley is the super fan. She should come out each week dressed as an old superstar and do their moves. See, I agree. I like that, John. But the problem is that Bayley is too damn good for that. Bayley's an excellent wrestler, and I think she has a hell of a lot of charisma. The problem is that the WWE, and I've stated this over at Hami Media and in the locker room, and also Ben Hameen has stated this as well, that Bayley, the problem with Bayley is that Bayley, okay, the WWE assumes that everybody watches NXT. They think that everybody watches NXT, and that's not true. Not everybody owns a WWE network. Not everybody knows of Bayley. You know what I'm saying? So when she came to the WWE, I'm sure they thought the the upper hierarchy, I guess you would call it, assumed that she would be super over, but she wasn't. Where they failed with booking Bayley is that, in my humble opinion, is that they should have gave her a backstory. They should have showed more packages. They should have built her up a little better moving forward. And this was the problem with Bayley. Alexa Bliss is different. I mean, not Alexa Bliss, but Sasha Banks is different. Everybody knows Sasha Banks is related to Snoop D-O-double-G, Snoop Dogg. That's her cousin. You know what I mean? And hold on one second. What do we have here? Tian Coupon, the what is this? The Infallibles got a big, what is that? The inflatables got a bigger pop than Bailey. That is horrible. It's actually true. Actually kind of true, guys. I'm sorry to say, but the fact is that she's not over, guys. And you know, I'm a proponent. If a baby face, a cookie cutter baby face is not getting over, my fix is try turning your heel. Why the hell not? I think turning your heel would be absolutely wonderful. But anyway, they go back and forth, and you know, we're gonna move on to the next match because this is basically, you know, apparently, you know, they're putting over Asuka's undefeated streak, which don't be surprised. Do not be surprised, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just grab this really quickly. If Asuka loses next week, is there anybody here that thinks there's a possibility that Asuka could possibly lose next week? Let me just take a look at some of the comments here. We have Mako. I hope I'm saying your name right. Mako Morales, who says, great show. I think Bailey did a great job in the ring. And I agree with you, man. I think Bailey did. We're going to get into that. But I think Bailey absolutely did a fantastic job in the ring. It was a good match. But we're going to move into this match. Cedric Alexander, Ali Mustafa, Drew Gulak, and of course, my boy, Rockstar Spud on commentary, Drake Maverick. Listen, let's talk a little bit about Rockstar Spud or Drake Maverick. People are already kind of kiboshing the fact that they believe that Drake Maverick or Rockstar Spud, I don't know, man. I think they should have kept him as Rockstar Spud. But the only reason I know they didn't keep him, why they didn't keep him as Rockstar Spud, is because of this. Very simple. A general manager, I mean, could you see a general manager named Rockstar Spud? Drake Maverick sounds British. It sounds like an authority figure. Drake Maverick is a strong name, and I think this is what they wanted to do with Rockstar Spud moving forward. They did give Rockstar Spud they gave him the rub, and they did explain that he was Rockstar Spud on the quote-unquote indie circuit or TNA. But moving forward, yeah, absolutely, I think Rockstar Spud is going to win you guys over. Unfortunately, here's the problem with Rockstar Spud or Drake Maverick. 205 Live, nobody watches. Nobody watches. Are you watching, my BK beauty? Drake Maverick, nobody watches 205 Live. I actually, you know, I'm a big fan of 205 Live. I'm a big fan of the Cruiserweights, excuse me, that type of wrestling. Again, I love mat wrestling. I like the technical wrestling. I'm not a huge fan of all the dives and the high spots, but you know, 205 Live is not bad, but I have a tough time watching this show. This is the first time that I actually watched a 205 Live show in its entirety. And I gotta be honest with you, I think Rockstar Spud is gonna make you guys fall in love with him as a general manager. I think he's extremely talented, and I think he's going to be the type of general manager that if you do not kind of abide by his rules, he will get in the ring and kick your ass. And Rockstar Spud can go. I have a couple of comments here. I'm going to read this from Mr. Richard Bain. Who do you think will win the women's first Elimination Chambers match? Oh, man. Well, you know what? I'm going to ask you to hold on, because I'm going to get into that a little later on. I won't be surprised if Sasha Banks comes out winning this thing, if she's in it. Hey, who's this? We got the Pope 1796. Hey, Ray, first time listener. And I love that they had Spud on commentary. He was awesome in TNA. Absolutely. I agree with you 1,000%. I've just been talking about Spud being on TNA. And Spud being one of the best character workers. Did you guys, I mean, I know a lot of you fans, or a lot of the people that watch the WWE, you guys don't know how good he really is. I mean, this guy, basically, he was given every different job possible, from ring announcer to Dixie Carter's lackey, to in-ring worker. I mean, this guy was given everything, and he rolled with it. Rockstar Spud is just amazing, guys, and I love the fact that you guys are giving him some props. I think he totally deserves it. But we are talking about this 205 Live match. Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali, Drew Gulak, excuse me, and Tony Nese. Now, let me give you the quick finish of the match, guys. Basically, we have Drew Gulak, who rolls through into a pin for a near fall. We have a big lariat from Mustafa. Tag made, and Alexander comes in with a diving lariat. Back suplex, lift. But ladies and gentlemen, Cedric Alexander and Ali Mustafa win via pinfall with a lumbar check from Alexander, and that was one hell of a lumbar check, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go to Global Wars really quickly. 205 Live is supposed to be like the X Division from Impact, but you can't compare the two because the X Division has more action than 205 Live. Listen, here's the problem. Here's the problem moving forward with this, guys, and I'm going to agree with you. The fact is that WWE doesn't allow their talent to do everything they can. They're very overprotective. They're very overprotective. And moving within the universe of the WWE, within that company, there are a lot of guys that are super talented. Finn Balor can do a hell of a lot more than what you see on a regular basis, and they're not going to let him be Finn Balor that you saw at New Japan Pro Wrestling. Same thing with 205 Live, guys. These guys, when they did the whole cruiserweight gimmick, that whole tournament, that was awesome. The WWE kind of let them go. But once you get to that main roster, it's a whole different world. And unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. Hey, Slim Jim, what's going on? You know what? Let me read some of your comments because there's a whole bunch of interaction here. Let me go to Richard Bain. Who do you think will be the first to defeat Asuka? Well, in reality, I think if there's anyone that should have the opportunity to defeat Asuka, wow. I hope they don't give it to Rousey. I hope Ronda Rousey is not the first one. It should be somebody like Nia Jax. I think Nia Jax has the power. And thank you, my BK Beauty. She just left me a little comment here. I appreciate you. Anyway, she threw me off. But I think Nia Jax should be she's a monster, guys. She is a monster. And she is one that can defeat Asuka. I think if you're going to give it to anyone, it would probably be Nia Jax. If you ever seen Charlotte Flair, Charlotte Flair is in SmackDown, though. That's the problem. My God, could you imagine a champion versus champion match between Asuka and Charlotte Flair? Charlotte Flair is the best. I'm sorry. I know people love Asuka. Excuse me one second. But I sincerely believe that Charlotte Flair is the best in the business. Let me read more of these things, more of these comments here. Let me see. We have Slim Jim. What's up, Big Ray? What do you think of Bobby Lashley returning soon? Okay, guys, I'm gonna give you a Stooge report. Okay, breaking news here at OneWrestling.com. I know for a fact. Gosh, I'm gonna get in trouble. Am I gonna get in trouble for this? Should I call Bill? I'm gonna give you some inside information that is not released yet. I have mitigated evidence. No, oh, man, I don't know if I want to release this. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say it. If I get in trouble, Bill Apter will find me. But here's the deal: I know for a fact that Bobby Lashley has met with the WWE. I also know for a fact, and this is, I have a close friendship with people from American Top Team. Bobby Lashley was there at the Royal Rumble. Why he didn't come out, I do not know for sure. But I will say this. You will see Bobby Lashley soon in a WWE ring after his next MMA fight. Keep that in the bank. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, let me continue here, guys, because I didn't give this a cruiserweight match a Raw score. Listen, all in all, I thought this was a pretty solid match. I thought this was one of the better matches of the evening, and I think it was kind of overshadowed by the fact that it was a 205 Live match. Let me see what we got over here. We got some. Let me go through some of the comments here. We have Global Wars. Nia Jax should face Asuka in a ladders match. Hell no. Could you imagine? Could you imagine Nia Jax trying to climb up that ladder? I'm not a listen. I'm a big boy too, but oh, man, that would be crazy. Let me see what else we got here. We have the Pope 1796. I feel like WWE is gonna let Nia Jax win the Elimination Chamber. Listen, man, I don't totally disagree with you. Anything is possible. We have Ario Zara. I love that name. That's a freaking cool name. Go back and watch Asuka and Jax. Crazy match. Jax killed her and lost. I agree with you, man. Listen, let's continue this because we're going to be here all freaking night, ladies and gentlemen. Not that I have anything to do right now. I mean, I'm hanging out with you guys. This is probably one of the best things. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting some personal comments here, which I really appreciate. But anyway, TN Couponer says, I predict that Asuka's first loss will be at WrestleMania 35, either Moon or Rousey. I just spoke about that. Moon would be awesome. I think she is one of the top talents in the WWE. I think she's great, but I have a big fear that's going to be freaking Ronda Rousey. I almost cursed. almost. Anyway, let's go into the Kurt Angle. Oh, by the way, did I give a Raw score? This got a Raw score of 3. The Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali, Drew Gulak. This got a Raw score of 3. I thought this was a great match, guys. The only problem is that I think a lot of people went to the restroom around this time. So, anyway, let's see what we got here. We have the Kurt Angle segment. He says that last week history was made with the Women's Royal Rumble. Listen, I know that history was made, all right? It's just a little too much. You keep pushing it. Stephanie McMahon made an announcement that Alexa Bliss is defending her championship Elimination Chamber. Anyway, long story short, we have Alexa Bliss who comes out, and she is absolutely pissed off. She's pissed off. Glenn. Hi. What's going on? She is absolutely upset because she feels that it's not fair that she has to defend her title at the Elimination Chamber, and then she went with the whole "this is sexist" gimmick. Ooh, you had Kurt Angle kind of like backing up, like, dude, hey, listen, that's nothing you play with, and I'm actually kind of shocked that the WWE would go that route regarding having. Hold on one second. Chris, 1992. What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Wow, man. All my old friends are coming back. Love to see you guys. I'm sorry. For people who are watching the replay of this whole thing, you guys are probably like, what the hell are you talking about? Anyway, man, I'm super excited to see you, Chris, man. Awesome, dude. But anyway, I'm kind of shocked to see the WWE would go this whole angle, this whole angle with the whole, sexist thing. And I did like this. I like this a lot. I'm not going to give this should I give this a Raw score? I thought this was a Raw score of 3, by the way, this segment here. But she basically accused them, she's like, look, is Brock Lesnar more important than me as the champion? You know what I'm saying? Let me see. That's a good freaking question. TN Couponer, Big Ray, what happened to the 30-day rule when defending the title? That went out the door, man. I don't think the WWE is actually doing that anymore, to be honest with you guys. Again, we're gonna have to kind of glow. We're gonna have to go with the gimmick here. They're not going with that anymore, to be honest with you. I would love to see, because WWE put out a rule book. If anybody has this, anybody have that rule book? Anyway, let me go to Arlo Zarlo. Bliss should be defending every 30 days. They pulled belts for not doing so. I agree with you, John Bryant. No one defends any titles on Raw. Very true. Again, Glenn. So is Cena on Raw or SmackDown? He's a free agent still. John Cena is John Cena. John Cena could be what John Cena wants to. It's kind of like The Rock. Could I? Anyway, I can't do it. I'm not as cute as him. I mean, that guy's freaking great looking. But anyway, The Rock could be wherever the hell The Rock wants to be. John Cena. And you know what? I honestly don't mind John Cena being that free agent gimmick, because, he's earned his position in the WWE. Do you guys agree with me? Let me see. We have Mako Morales. What's going on, buddy? That was awesome. That was an awesome promo. Love the realism between the equal rights. I agree with you, man. I thought this was really, really great, man. Moving forward with the whole equal rights thing, I thought it was great. And Kurt Angle decides to put it to the crowd, who of course wants the match to happen. Alexa calls them all sheep, and that was terrible. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, I thought it was pretty cool. Let's move on, because again, we'll be here all night, ladies and gentlemen. John Bryan says he couldn't see John Cena on Raw. John Cena should be a SmackDown guy. Again, my opinion. I think John Cena. I mean, John Cena held his own. I mean, he's synonymous with both brands, to be honest. But I agree with you 100%. Anyway, let's move on to Asuka versus Bayley. Bayley showed some real fire tonight. I thought this was a damn good match. And we have Chris 1992. Love the singles match between Elias and Strowman. We're going to talk about that very, very, very soon, my friend. She showed a hell of a lot of fire here, man. This was a very good match. Very, very good match. But the problem is that, again, I gave this match a raw score of 3. Why? Because it was pretty predictable. I knew for a fact that Asuka was going to go over. Asuka's not going to lose to Bayley here. And again, I like the match where we have I like the end. I'm sorry, the finish of the match where we have Asuka who slaps on the Asuka lock, or the arm bar, and you have Bayley who tries to roll out of it, and Asuka rolls right through it again, and she puts it right in the middle of the ring, and she defeats Bayley. And at the end of the match, we have Asuka who offered a hand to Bayley, who looked for a minute kind of tentative and, basically shook their match, looking extremely disappointed. Hopefully this breaks Bayley. I'm telling you, I really want to see a heel Bayley moving forward. But again, this is just my personal opinion. Let me go to some of the comments here. Glenn, is it just me, or has Cena shifted from feuding with Elias to randomly Finn Balor? Again, it's John Cena. John Cena can basically fight whoever the hell he wants to fight. So, yeah, possible. Chris 1992 loved the match. Okay, I already read that. Excuse me. Global Wars. Brock should defend the title in the Elimination Chamber. Damn it, I agree with you, as I have some of this libation. And libation is a really popular word for a drink. I stole that from Woken at Hardy. I agree with you, man. I think that would kind of step it up, and don't be surprised if they actually do that moving forward, guys. But anyway, let me go again to some of the comments here. TN Couponer enjoyed Bayley versus Asuka. Tasty beverage. Yes, it is extremely tasty, Chris. Love it. Oh, Acer, my boy, Vincent Nugent. Let me read this comment, because Acer is pretty dope when he comes down to. I hope Bayley gets more of her attitude and fire, like that backstage promo segment she had with fellow Mixed Match Challenge tag team partner Elias. I agree with you. By the way, I would love to see them together, like Bayley kind of being like a what do you call it? Well, I was gonna call it like a ring rat, but following Elias around. Maybe she has a little crush on Elias. What do you guys think? You think that'll work for Bayley? And maybe oh my God. Maybe Elias kind of gives her a little edge. She starts hanging out with Elias. She gets a little more of that edge. Oh, I think that'll be kind of cool, man. But anyway, hope WWE books her correctly, but we shall see, though. I agree with you 1,000%. A groupie, yes. T.A. Couponer, you are the man. It's real. It's real. Vinay Yadav, is that right? Just tell me if I'm saying it right. Vinay Yadav. Anyway. I hope I got your name right, my friend. Marco Morales, who do you think will be in the final spot of the men's Elimination Chamber? Let me talk about that a little towards the end of this. But please re-ask that question as we move on. Let's move on to The Miz versus Apollo Crews in another damn good match. Listen, guys, here's the deal. The winner of this match earns entry into the men's Elimination Chamber, and come on. Who do you think, ladies and gentlemen, is going to actually win this freaking match? It's going to be The Miz. The Miz is going over freaking strong here. He cuts a great promo. The Miz is just so good, so absolutely happy. Yes. Wait. Well, hold on. Yes. Wait. Oh, yes. You are rocking? Rock. I don't know what you're saying, Vinay Yadaf. Kind of explain it to me. But anyway, Miz cuts a great promo as he comes into this match. The Miz even claims, by the way, big props. Now, I'm a New York Giants fan. I hate the Philadelphia Eagles, but I hate Tom Brady even more. I hate Tom Brady. I mean, the guy has millions and millions of dollars. He's won multiple Super Bowl championships. Yes. Oh, yes, I'm Roman. You got it, Mr. Yadov. Yeah, I don't know if anybody really loves Tom Brady out of, when I was a kid growing up, again, being a New York Giants fan, you know who I really hated? I hated Joe Montana. Joe Montana freaking sucked. Well, he was the greatest of all time, in my humble opinion, but Joe Montana was so good looking, so rich. You had to hate the freaking guy, but hold on. Chris 1992. I heard the Miz is facing Strowman at WrestleMania. Very, very possible, my friend. We're going to get into that a little bit. But anyway, let's move on. But the Miz claims that the Philadelphia Eagles head coach, Doug Peterson, showed the team inspirational video of him prior to the team defeating the New England Patriots at Super Bowl 51. He's probably lying. I don't think that actually happened. But big props to the Philadelphia fans. I think you guys are idiots for destroying your own city. Again, this is not a political show, but when we win here in New York, guys, the truth of the matter is that we don't destroy our city. I don't know why. Why do people do that? It's usually in smaller towns, I guess. I don't know. Why do people freaking do that? Just absolutely destroy their freaking city. I don't get it. It totally throws me off, guys. Listen, celebrate Philadelphia, first ever Super Bowl in their history. Congratulations. Thanks to the Miz. Miz drops Cruz as we move along. Anyway, let me just say, Miz, at one point of the match, he dropped Cruz on his, can I say camel toe here? No, not camel toe. Moose knuckles. Okay. He basically dropped him on his midsection on the rope. Anyway, and skull crushing finale. Victory roll. Nope. Going for the head scissors in the corner, we have the A-lister who crotches him, like I said, basically. Anyway, Miz wins by pinfall with the skull-crushing finale, qualifying for the men's Elimination Chambers match. And listen, guys, this Elimination Chambers match would not be an Elimination Chambers match without the Miz, because he is absolutely awesome. He is. Let me read some of the comments here. What do we have here? Bill's Mafia, Mako Morales. All right, let's see what we have here. Acer 5000, Vincent Nugent. Those Philadelphia Eagles, though, beat the Patriots 41-33 at Super Bowl 52. All right, so you're basically putting over the Eagles. We're going to move on. We are the Shield. Are you the Shield? Awesome. John Bryant, would you watch 205 Live if they had Juventud Guerrero, Finn, Rey Mysterio, and Enzo? Yes. That's like a freaking dream. To be honest with you, Rey Mysterio on that show would be ridiculous. I think that would be your Enzo fix. And ladies and gentlemen, let's be real. I think Enzo Amore, over the course of time, give it a year. Don't be surprised if he actually comes back. Bada boom, bars. Anyway, speaking of bars, let's talk about the bar. The bar. Cesaro and Sheamus versus the Shield, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Now, how did the hell did this match happen? Well, basically, Jason Jordan is backstage and my neck is hurting. I haven't been cleared. Oh, stop. I love it. Jason Jordan is apparently Jason Jordan is Chris's black son. Family Guy. It's a Family Guy. Family Guy joke. If you guys don't watch Family Guy, I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, giggity. Poor Jason Jordan. I agree with you, Acer. His neck. But anyway, as we move along forward, basically, Roman Reigns filled in. We have Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins versus The Bar. We have Raymond. That's my name. We have Reigns, who gets in. He gets into it with Jason. because here's the deal. Jason Jordan tried to cheat, grabbing the leg up. I think it was Antonio Cesaro in the match. Anyway, we have a ripcord knee from on Cesaro's super kick. Cuts a diving Sheamus off. Tag made the big dog, or the Samoan dog, as Billy Ray Valentine calls him, comes in. Cesaro pulls Sheamus off the ring. We move forward. Jason Jordan gets in the way as Cesaro and Sheamus are just basically trying to just save their championships. They want to get counted out. They do not care. And Jason Jordan, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. Wow, that's good vodka. Oh, orange juice. Jason Jordan. He gets him disqualified. I loved it. I loved it. I absolutely loved it, guys. I thought it was great. Jason Jordan is such a freaking heel, man. Such a freaking heel. Yeah, this is going to be, and don't be surprised if this is a Seth Rollins WrestleMania opponent moving forward. Man, is it just me? Jason Jordan is kind of taking a little, I'm not Jason Jordan, but Seth Rollins is taking a little bit of a fall from grace, man. I mean, he's on the cover of WWE 2K18, which I actually bought for my son. I don't have time to play WWE video games anymore. I don't have time to play video games pretty much. I think I grew up. But I love video games, but I just don't have the time. But anyway, yeah, man. Jason Jordan screwed up the match for Seth Rollins. I think this is going to be their WrestleMania match moving forward. Anyway, let me see if I have let me see what I have here. Jordan's going to be out for a year with his neck. This is from Ariel Zarlo. Possible. I don't know yet. I have to confirm that. That's good. I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna find if that's actually true. But I did hear that he did have a serious injury moving forward. He's working around it right now. John Bryan, Def Jam fight for New York was the best wrestling video. Yo, I should do a video game gimmick here. Abso-freaking-lutely. I loved it. I had it for PS1. Was it PS1? I think it was PS1 or PS2. No, I think it was PS2. Damn good game. Excellent game. One of my very favorite all-time wrestling games. All right, Checker Champ. Who is your father? Last week, you said he was a famous wrestler, I think. I did? I never said it. I have him right here. It's my dad, Leñador. He used to wrestle on the East Coast. He wrestled for a gentleman by the name of Valentino, who Bill Apter is very familiar with. He was a promoter here on the East Coast. My father wasn't super famous. He was an indie wrestler. My uncle was his tag team partner, and they did wrestle. My uncle did do a couple of jobs in the WWF back in the day. My father was recruited. They wanted my father to work in the WWF as an enhancement talent, but my father was making the promoter really good money, so my father never went on to do that. But my father was not really famous. My father was famous for being an excellent dad, an amazing pastor here in the Lower East Side of Manhattan, and just the best grandfather of all time. So he wasn't a famous wrestler, but he was a damn good wrestler. My father was a good boxer. My father did box also professionally here at Madison Square Garden. He beat the brother of Chavalis, one of the light heavyweight up-and-coming contenders. My father was a contender. But anyway, moving forward, let me just read Tian Coupon. A Big Ray, did you get my tweet about Sheamus not waking me up? No, I didn't get your tweet. Hey, what's going on, Paul? Anyway, let's move on, guys, because people that are watching this are gonna be like, what the hell's going on over here? Okay. Nia Jax. Oh, by the way, this segment got a Raw score of 4. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the tag team match. And the reason why I gave this a Raw score of 4 is because, well, I thought the booking was great. Jason Jordan is winning me over. He is a total jerk, and I like the bad guys. Anyway, Nia Jax versus Vanessa Floyd. Vanessa Floyd comes in, guys, and she is just overmatched. Nia Jax, let's talk about this for a little bit, guys. Nia Jax has been booked weird. She should have been booked as a monster from the get-go. Let's be real, guys. And I don't want to regurgitate this, because we talk about this all the time in the Hami Media discussion group, and I'm sure you guys agree. This is the way they should have booked Nia Jax. Nia Jax should have squash matches, in my humble opinion, every single week until the pay-per-view, whatever pay-per-view it may be, where she defeats a upper mid card opponent. You know what I'm saying? And then in the big events like WrestleMania, big events like SummerSlam, WrestleMania, Survivor Series, that's where you have Nia Jax, coming, really strong. Let me just read this really quickly. Checker Champ, can you be on more than once a week? You are very interesting to listen to. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Unfortunately, I'm on twice a week here because I do the conference calls for Impact Wrestling. I do them every Thursday, so I'm on that media conference call. But unfortunately, I can't do it more than twice a week, guys, because I have this here, which I do every single Monday live, and then I do the conference calls on Thursday. I do produce here a lot of stuff for OneWrestling.com, but then again, I have also a full-time job, and I'm also a producer at Hami Media, and I'm also a dad, so it takes up a hell of a lot of time. But that is really kind. I appreciate you so much for saying that. That's really, really cool. I wish I could send him a few $1,000s, John. But anyway, so yeah, it was a squash match. Nia Jax really showing her power, ladies and gentlemen. Nia Jax booked really well in this match. And you know what's funny? You versus The Undertaker. So what's your experience about this match on Dream? I don't know what are you asking if I would face The Undertaker? I wouldn't have faced The Undertaker because he would beat my ass straight up. But anyway, I like the interview at the end of the match. I thought Nia Jax, she comes in the match and she basically she says that she's gonna mess Asuka's face up so bad that she's gonna wear her mask permanently. I thought Nia Jax, this was one of the best performances Nia Jax has had. I'm going to give it a solid Raw score of 3 out of 5. Now we're going to have Mickie James versus Sonya Deville, who I'm a big fan of. Sonya Deville, always been a big fan of Mickie James. We have Mickie James, who wins out of the blue with a lateral press pinfall. And then we have Absolution, who comes in the ring and they just start laying the boots on Mickie James. Do you guys like Sonya Deville? I think she has a great look. I think the girl is really good in the ring, and I think she just has it moving forward. A lot of MMA girls in the WWE right now, but I think she's absolutely. We are joking, bro. I got you, Missy Yadaf. But I know I'm joking too. Trust me, I've been doing this for a while, my friend. But anyway, but Mickie James is saved by Alexa Bliss. Weird, right? Where do you think that's going, guys? Leave your comments below. I'm going to move on, but I really want to see what you guys thought about this. Anyway, we're winding down here, guys. This is pretty quick. We're almost done here. Mickie James, I gave this a Raw score of 3. Let me see if I have some comments here. Checker Champ. John, family before money. Well, I guess you're right. Anyway, let me see. We have Low Key 420. Sup, Ray? Long time sub. I know you have been a long time sub. Let me just read your comment really quickly. Thanks for the Impact reviews from the past and current conferences, as well as the Raw reviews from someone like me who no longer watches. Stay up, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much, my friend. Let me see. TN Coupon, Alexa Bliss, face turn, or she has I think she has a motive, to be honest with you. And Santiago 316 says she needs allies heading into the chamber. You got it. I think that's it. That's her motive. You guys, perfect. That's her motive. Let me see what Aisha says. Bring back those gold old SmackDown Live vibes between Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. When Alexa bought Mickie into the WWE, that's great. What else we got here? John Bryant, Paige, Mandy, Sonya should have been called PMS. You stupid. You're awesome, John. Anyway, guys, the last segment got a Raw score of 3. Let's move on to the main event. Let me just excuse me. Got a little ice there. Almost choked. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening, scheduled for, everybody, one fall. Braun Strowman versus Elias versus John Cena. I like to hold on 1 second. I love to do that whole spinner gimmick. It's a terrible looking belt, but I just can't stop doing this. It's just amazing. Anyway, here's the deal. One fall. Thank you. Yes, TN Couponer. You're drinking a screwdriver. Possible. Anyway. Yes, we are the revival, Mr. Yadav. I give you let me see. Ray, what is it? Paul Arzola. Ray just lost your man card. LOL. I love you guys so much. You guys are the freaking best. John, all right. So we have this match between John Cena, Braun Strowman, Elias. I enjoyed this. Now, excuse me, but Bill Apter, I was going back and forth with him. Bill Apter was upset, I think, because he says that Braun Strowman shouldn't be unbeatable. But when you get hit with a guitar and you get lifted by John Cena and dropped onto a flight of onto the steel steps, man, anybody would get hurt, to be honest with you. Let me see what we got here. We have the Pope 1776. Does anyone think they are building towards Cena versus Elias at Mania? Possibly. It's absolutely a possibility. Elias has a lot of star power, guys. I got to be honest with you. Yes, he can pick up a truck, John Bryant, but he can't pick up Michael Cole. Apparently, Michael Cole is much heavier than the truck. But yeah, that's a possibility. Listen, is it just me, guys? Elias is a freaking star in the making, guys, and girls. And I do believe that Braun Strowman will definitely. You are the WWE champion. I wish. Thank you, Mr. Yadav. I honestly do feel that Elias has the star quality. He has the Macho Man looks, the John Cena size. He's got all the charisma in the world. I think this guy can be a champion in the WWE. And I'm talking about either the Universal or World Champion. Leave your comments here below, guys, as we move along forward. I want to see if you agree with me. But anyway, let's get into this match, ladies and gentlemen. So we have Braun, who scoops up Cena for a running power slam. Now, again, Braun just totally recovered from this freaking devastation outside, but that's what Braun does because he's a freaking monster. And he goes for the running power slam, trying to get Elias. Let me see. We have the Drifter who slips off and throws the monster onto the floor after he hits John Cena with the power slam. Elias wins by pinfall via lateral press. I'm using some real old terms. I wrote lateral press. And he actually steals the pin. He actually steals the pin, and he actually gets the win. So this is what's happening. Elias is going to come out last in the Elimination Chamber. For those fans who don't know what the Elimination Chamber is, it's a steel cage match with a top, okay? A rounded cage, almost like a dome, okay? And then there are pods inside. I think it's like 5 pods or something like that, or 6 pods. And basically they have the whole gimmick lights going on, so on and so forth. And, you know, every, I think, minute or so, am I right, guys? Is every minute another guy comes out, or a minute and a half, every 2 minutes, another guy comes out, and Elias got the last call. Let's talk about this really quickly. Who do we think is going to win the elimination? Should I save this for my preview? We might want to save this for my preview. Let me go to TN Coupon. Let me see. Marco Morales, Braun versus Bray Wyatt. Oof, I don't know, man. Braun goes over strong there. TN Couponer. I can see it now. Cena beats Elias at Mania. Then what? Then marries Nikki Bella. Wedding at Mania. That would be cool. Remember Macho Man? Elizabeth, will you marry me? The Pope 1796 is Elias the wedding singer. You are the man. I could sing a little bit too, but I'm not going to do that right now. Oh, who do we have here? Stormbringer 197. LOL. Get this guy a job on staff. Is that a compliment? I appreciate you. Thank you if it's a compliment. If it's not, then I still love you. But anyway, 4 pods. Okay. Thank you. But I think they might. Are they extending it this year, Paul? I think they might be extending it. I'm not really sure. Anyway, Global Wars on your teleconference for Impact. Oh, by the way, before I finish giving the Raw score here, this week on the teleconference, look out for it Thursday. It'll be up in the afternoon. I'm going to be sitting down and interviewing and talking with the new Impact Wrestling global champion. I guess they're still calling it a world heavyweight champion. The greatest man who ever lived, Austin Aries. So look out for that, ladies and gentlemen. Austin Aries will be here at onewrestling.com. And of course, Big Ray. For some reason, I've been getting the first question in every single time. So big shout out to the moderator over there. He's giving me a lot of love over there. So I appreciate that. Anyway, Paul Zola, let me see. Let me just read some of the comments as we, all right. So pretty much, okay, so we're good. So listen, I gave this final match a Raw score of 4. Again, Monday Night Raw started off slow, but as we continued the night, I thought it got a hell of a lot better. A heck of a lot better, to be honest with you. I am a WWE Tag Team Champion as well, Mr. Yadaf, for my son. My son Aiden's like 5'1". He's only 10 years old. That's a big son of a you know what, and I'm the you know what. Anyway, I gave it a Raw score of 4. Elimination Chamber is one of my very favorite, like I said, gimmicks. Who do I think is going to win this Elimination Chamber? Roman Reigns is probably a favorite. I hope Braun Strowman goes over strong here, guys. I hope Braun Strowman wins the Universal Championship eventually this year moving forward. I think he's put in some great work. Let me read some of the comments here. Marco Morales, I think Rey Mysterio will be in the final spot. He did do the double 619 on Cena, who freaking basically called the spot live on television. Santiago 316, gotta make Reigns look strong. Reigns will always look strong. Acer, the greatest man that ever lived, the Impact Global Champion, Austin Aries, great stuff occurred. All right, yeah, absolutely, I agree with you. Low key, Big Ray plus a double. Holy, you're the best, man. Thank you, brother. I hope you do tune in. Hold on. The Pope 1776. I think Roman Reigns is going over strong. Unfortunately, I agree with you, my friend. It's a very good possibility. John Bryan, do you believe that guy in Florida sold Roman roids? Wow. That's tough. I wasn't there. All I can say is that Roman Reigns did have a suspension. He was suspended for using, I gotta say this right, guys, for using something that he should have been using. Let's just say that. So whether he sold it to him or not, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I can kind of elaborate on Hami Media. I won't do it here. But let's see. Let me see. Paul Arzola, do you think we could see triple threat with Lesnar, Strowman, and Reigns? Why not? That would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing. Listen, moving forward, I think I think Braun Strowman has earned his spot at the top of the WWE's Raw show. I think moving forward, I think the WWE should continue to build Braun Strowman as the modern day monster. Slim Jim, can't wait for Samoa Joe to get back. Damn, that's, hopefully they book Samoa Joe good moving forward. Samoa Joe, one of my very favorites, guys, moving forward. Hey, do you have any more questions before I get the hell out of here, ladies and gentlemen? Santiago, shame Joe is going to miss another WrestleMania. Yeah, I agree with you guys. Samoa Joe, one of my very favorites. I've been following it at Impact Wrestling for years. I follow him at Ring of Honor. I think Samoa Joe is just one of the best talents in the business, and the guy can cut a hell of a promo. But listen, guys, overall, again, this show started really, really slow. I'm going to run by really quickly. The first segment got a Raw score of 2. Second segment, a Raw score of 2. Third segment, then Asuka and Bayley. We got a Raw score of 3. Moving forward, Raw score of 3. Raw score of 4 for the what is this, for the Bar versus the Shield. Then we move forward, a Raw score of 3 for Sonya Deville versus Mickie James. Raw score of 3, and we move forward, Raw score of 4 for Braun Strowman, Elias, John Cena. Listen, all in all, it started slow. I honestly do think. Oh, hold on, before I'm gonna see what. Hold on, I got a couple of more questions here. Marco Morales, who do you think gets the final spot? The final spot where? In the Elimination Chamber? All right, you know what? I think they're going to be booking Braun Strowman over here strong, guys. I think Braun Strowman is going to be the man moving forward. I agree with you, Paul. He is the modern day Hercules. He is the man. Let me see, Acer. Who gets the 6th and final spot in the men's Elimination Chamber match next week on Raw? Apollo Crews? No. Bray Wyatt? No. Finn Balor? Yes. Or Matt Hardy. I think it's going to be Finn Balor because we're going to probably have Matt Hardy or Woken Matt Hardy in a match between Bray Wyatt. So that champ. What time will you be on next Monday? I'm always on here every single Monday. 15 minutes, the worst 20 minutes after Raw goes off the air. So as soon as you see it fade to black, I'm here live, 15 minutes. I like to give myself 15 minutes so I can get my notes together and everything. So basically, Acer, interesting Raw score for this week. Yeah, I think I gave it an overall score. It's going to be a solid score of 3 out of 5. I do the whole Meltzer Seltzer gimmick, 5 stars, so on and so forth. I thought it was a solid Raw moving forward. It started off really crappy in my humble opinion, but I thought it ended up really well. So I ended up enjoying the second half of this. Hold on one second. Michael Jargo, look at this big, beautiful, bald man. You son of a bitch. How dare you? How dare Yo, Higgins, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Slim Jim. You're just terrible people. Have a good one, Big Ray. R.I.P. Bill Schuyler. Hey, guys, do me a favor. Head over to Tahami Media. I put up an old interview with the great Matilda the Hun. If you guys, well, there's a lot of guys here who watched Glow Wrestling growing up, and Matilda the Hun, we had an interview with her on One Wrestling. I had Bill Schuyler. He was the moderator of that. I miss him every single day, guys. Bill Schuyler was one of my closest friends, and there's not a day that I don't miss him. And it was really cool seeing Schuyler. Really cool listening to Schuyler's voice again. Excuse me. I love Bill Schuyler, and I wish he was here still. And give it a listen, guys. Go over to Hacker Hameen, anywhere you listen to your favorite audio content. I'm sorry, guys. I got a little but I miss my friend. And he was just amazing. Go back, check out some of the old stuff here. One Wrestling video, man. Bill Schuyler was just amazing. I miss him a lot. I'm sorry. I don't mean to bring it down. I'm sorry, guys. Let me see. Do you have anything else here? What do you say? 2K Sports. What is it? 2K Sports needs to meet Jeff Jarrett versus Xbox match. I don't want to see that. Back in the day with Bill was... Yeah, man, I missed that. No apology necessary. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to get out of here. I'm a man's man, and real men don't cry. I would love a Bailey hug. I would love a hug for my BKB. She knows who she is. But listen, guys, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Listen, I always say this every single week. I would do this for a living, but if I couldn't, I'd do it anyway. Why? Because I love talking wrestling. And I think you guys know how much I love you guys. Man, how much you guys mean to me. You guys brighten up my day, and I wouldn't do this any other way. Thank you so much for joining me here. I'm going to sign off. In the words of the legendary Bill Apter, we'll see you at the matches. And join me here next week, guys. Do me a favor. Give me a follow at Big Ray Show on Twitter. Give us a follow at One Wrestling. Go over to the One Wrestling Facebook group. Tell Bill Apter at Apter One Wrestling. Big Ray sent you. Big shout out to Ben Hameen. Go to www.prowrestlingtees.com/Ben Hameen. The 24th of this month, I'm going to go see Ben Hameen defend the Dynasty Tag Team Championships, and we're going to be recording some cool stuff over there, ladies and gentlemen. I might put it up here One Wrestling, so check that out. Anyway, I love you guys. Man, in the words of the legendary Bill Schuyler up in heaven. Oh, John, you are the man. Let me just move Brock Lesnar over. I got to tell Bill, he's going to have to start paying you for this, but to be honest with you. But ladies and gentlemen, see this book right here? It's Wrestling Fixed. I didn't know it was broken. Head over to Amazon.com or anywhere you purchase your favorite reading material, guys. I have this personally signed. I don't know if you guys can see this. Where is this here? Can you guys see this? It's personally signed. He says, Big Ray, you are the most handsome man I've ever met. I love you like a son. He didn't say that. He's my Uncle Bill, man. I love Bill Apter. I love you guys. Let me get out of here. I gotta put this up, and I have a whole bunch of stuff to do. Listen, again, guys, this Thursday, Austin Aries here at onewrestling.com, and I'm gonna do something off. The Impact Attack. If you guys are Impact fans, just know that this week I know they're gonna have a new. I'll stooge it off. We're gonna have a new faction called the Desi Hit Squad. And Hakeem Zayn is going to be coming on with us and on the Impact Attack. And I have another guest coming on the following week. Guess who that is? Well, she was at the Mae Young Classic. She's a good friend. Jazzy Gabert is coming on. I'm going to be interviewing her Wednesday, and I'm going to actually have that interview for next week. And I have a whole bunch of stuff lined up. Josephus from the NWA is going to be coming on, and I have one more awesome guest, but I'm not going to put it over yet, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to have you guys listen to the Impact Attack over at Hacker Hameen. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor. Please subscribe here at One Wrestling Video here on YouTube. Hit the little bell. Every time we put up a video, it's going to pop up. And I appreciate you guys. I love you. I love you guys. TN Coupon, my BKB. And God bless you guys. I will see you next week. Come by, guys. I love the fact that you guys were super interactive. Share this. Let your friends know, guys. It's never over. Oh, I get a kiss from Mr. Jargo. Man, my God. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, in the words of the legendary Bill Schuyler up in heaven, we'll see you down the road. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys. God bless you. Peace. StevieRichardsFitness.com. Yeah, look at that thing. It's getting bigger. Later, guys. Bye. Love you.